Good morning, everyone. Hello and welcome. This is the Friday, May the 30th, 2025 edition of Coffee with Wes. And my name is Wes. This is the coffee and welcome. Come on in, have a seat. Let's get started. I serve as the pastor of the First Baptist Church of Cutler, and I'm glad that you've tuned in today on this Friday. And I'm wondering, are you ready for the weekend? Believe it or not, we had a little bit more rain overnight, but I think it's supposed to dry out a little bit today. I don't know if it's supposed to be sunny, but the wind's supposed to blow, maybe dry some things out. I don't know. But anyway, it's Friday, the weekend's coming, but before we can enjoy the weekend, we got to complete the tasks for this Friday. And to help us along to get all that we need to get done, we have the coffee. There it is. So pour you another cup, fill it up, make sure it's hot, and we'll go ahead and get started. So all this past week, we focused on the idea that living a life of faith begins with a relationship with God, a righteous relationship, we might say. But it's to live a life of faith in God, you have to have a relationship with God, and the way that we have a relationship with God is through Jesus. That's the only way. Contrary to what you may have heard or what you might even believe, the only way to have a relationship with God is through Jesus. And my prayer today is that you have that relationship with Him. And if you don't, please let me know. I'll share with you and be able to talk to you and try to answer some of the concerns that you may have. Here's today's big idea. God always keeps His promises. That's the big idea. And that means that we can keep living the way that, that God wants us to live, knowing that He's got us and that we can trust Him no matter what. Why can we trust God no matter what? Because God always keeps His promises. Let's look at this in Genesis chapter 8, verses 21 and 22. Let me read that with you today. The Lord smelled the pleasing aroma and said in His heart, "Never again will I curse the ground because of humans, even though every inclination of the human heart is evil from childhood. And never again will I destroy all living creatures as I have done. As long as the earth endures, seed time and harvest, cold and heat, summer and winter, day and night will never cease." So you remember from yesterday that when Noah got off the ark, the first thing that he did was to offer up a sacrifice to the Lord. And his sacrifice were some of the animals that he had with him on the ark. They were crucial to his new start, but yet he was willing to pay the price and sacrifice them because of his devotion to the Lord. And so the first thing he did was to to worship God through the altar and a sacrifice. And so here we read today that God did accept Noah's sacrifice. He smelled the aroma of the offering. And as a result, God made a powerful promise to Noah. He said never again would he curse the ground. Never again would he destroy all of life by the flood. And he made a commitment to the rhythms of creation. Seed time, planting the seed, and harvest time, cold and heat, day and night, regardless of human failure. And the Lord knew that the inclination of the heart of every human being is evil from childhood through adulthood. And so this declaration by God in Genesis chapter 8 shows us God's enduring mercy. Even though the Lord knows the brokenness of the human heart, the intent of the human heart, and even though we are faithless, God is faithful. And living by faith on our part means that we trust that God will remain true to His word, that God will keep His promises, and that God is worthy of our trust even during uncertain seasons. And maybe this is an uncertain season for you, but know this, that God is present and God can be trusted to keep all of his promises to you. Okay, so here's a closing thought. Here's the thought for today. The God who keeps creation in rhythm will surely keep his promises to the righteous. And if God keeps the world moving and going the way that it's supposed to go, certainly he can take care of you and keep the promises that he's made to you. Okay, happy Friday, folks. Hey, listen, one more thing before we go. So I know that there's been like a glitch in what I've posted this week, especially in the handout. So I'm going to go back and repost that. So give me about 30 minutes from this morning, and I'll have that all taken care of. However, if it doesn't work for you, just email me and I'll be happy to send you the files. I've had several people do that. It's not a problem, not an issue. I'll be happy to do that. So I want you to kind of click on those links. And if you have an issue with them, please let me know. And I'll do my best to make it right. Okay, folks, have a great Friday. Looking forward to a great weekend. You all take care. See you again real soon. And bye for now.